All right, so I'm recording on my machine.
Oh, should I record?
I already recorded, or I'm starting the recording here already.
Oh, sorry, I don't have to be.
Yeah, but just be there. just in case, okay? I'm gonna give you co-host too, so if you run into any issues, then you can do the stuff. Okay. Hi everyone. How's it going? Nah. Thumbs up for good, thumbs down for not doing as good. Bruh, what? Okay. Welcome to our final meeting of the year. It's been a pretty cool year. So let's take a step back and look at everything we've done. Sign-in link is on there. This is probably the last sign-in link you'll ever deal with this year. So make sure you sign in. Let's go on. So first we'll introduce the new e-board, then we will look at some of the things we've done this year. And then afterwards, we'll talk about some ways you can continue doing cyber over the summer. And lastly, we'll give some words of advice. So without further ado, let's meet the new e-board. So I'm going to start with the executives. So I don't think, oh, hi Gabe. Speaking of executives, so this is our new executive committee. So if the executives are here, please stand up. Just for now is Gabe and Jasmine. Yep. And then we'll move on to the operations team. So this is everyone on ops team. Wonder who this fellow is. And then Jessica's internal team, which is a pretty big team. Last but not least, we have Jasmine's external affairs team. And this is our e-board. We look pretty good. Yeah, so now with that, let's look at this year and all of the accomplishments and memories that we everything we've done this year, basically. So if you weren't here last year, we had interesting slides, but this year we decided to have a new slide deck, and this kind of goes on with our new whole rebranding of our color scheme, how we kind of brand ourselves to other clubs and our members. We have a new style guide and a new slide deck so that we can be more consistent in our meetings. Same thing with our website, if it loads. This is our previous website, which is kind of jank, but now it's a pretty nice website, which looks pretty similar to our slide deck. So that is pretty cool. For the competitions, the CPCC team, first place in the world, is pretty awesome. Global champions. Yeah, this is really cool because not only did we beat top schools like Stanford, RIT, and others. This is pretty remarkable because this is basically a brand new team. Alex was the only returning member of last year's CPTC team, so he basically rebuilt the team from scratch. And rebuilding a team from scratch is not an easy thing to do, right, Alex?
It was easy.
Yeah. Hey, Jessica. But they were not only able to match their levels previously, but exceed it. And hopefully with like all the pictures we took over that regionals competition, you're able to save some of those memories. So that is really cool. CCDC was also really good too. Yeah. We got top 8 in the region, which is very good. I had the opportunity to be the team captain for that, and it was really stressful, but it was really fun. We were able to compete in person for the first time, and hopefully next year the team can bounce back even stronger. And I think one of the biggest things that I think has influenced Swift is returning back into person. And this is kind of a struggle we've dealt with when our virtual meetings where we didn't really have like the best attendance. Well, I don't know about attendance, but then the best interactions between our members, but then returning in person has really helped us connect more with you all and be able to, share our passions about cybersecurity and just like be kind of like crackheads with each other too. A bunch of these pictures were taken from the meetings and the social that we had earlier this semester. I hope you all remember some of these because they are pretty good pictures. Furthermore, Red versus Blue is also pretty good success. You could see some of the people in here struggling a little bit. But Red versus Blue, last year, we originally had it to be only for the high schools to help them practice for the Cyber Patriot. But then this year, we decided to have it open for everyone else. And that really helped us kind of push what Swift really is meant to be, which is more to help you all get a career in cybersecurity and be able to talk about these things that you do in Swift for like an interview or with a recruiter and be able to kind of have these memories where you can share your passions with everyone else. The pictures on the left were from last semester, which was mainly remote, but then this semester was all in person and well, mostly in person. And we had a bunch of really cool things happen. And for next year's RVB, we're planning to make it even better and hopefully make sure that you get even more out of RVB next year than what you did for this year. And speaking of RVB, yeah. Speaking of RVB, Jacob managed to have like the most expensive costs out of this entire year.
Wait, that's not even cool.
Yeah, so if you want to go bankrupt for some reason, you can rely on Jacob for that. Furthermore, C-Barn, pretty cool pretty cool things happened at C-Barn, which is CBA recognition night. We got awarded the CBA Best President of the Year. We also got awarded Most Professional with Jacob in his hoodie and tie. And Lawrence also was awarded the CIS Student of the Year. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, this is a picture from last week's workshop. So this is pretty cool, pretty fitting. And Dylan, OSCP. Yeah, OSCP is pretty lit. Don't ask where I got these pictures. Oh yeah, I took that one. But congrats, Dylan. That is pretty cool. Don't worry. Yeah. The slide's taking a little too long to load, but there are a ton of more memories and events that happened over this year that I can't put into too many slides or so break Chrome. But there's a lot of things that happen. Hopefully you all get no. Hopefully this is pretty cool. I hope this is cool. And even more memories that happened over this last year, which to me, I never expected like a cybersecurity technical club to get kind of nostalgic. When I first came into Swift, it was mainly just walking into a meeting, learning stuff, and then walking out. But it's pretty amazing that we can come out of this with a bunch of memories and feeling nostalgic about things. Last but not least, graduating seniors. If you're graduating, you want to stand up? Okay. Yeah, these are the folks that are truly leaving their legacy for us, and we'll miss you guys. Thank you, Alex. Okay, now we're gonna go on to how to continue cyber, and I'll have the CCDC CPTC captains to talk about that. Control my Mac.
Okay. So I guess first thing, kick things off is the most obvious thing you can do. Certifications are, obviously a pretty good start for cybersecurity. I wouldn't say that they're like the best, like that's the only thing you need in order to get a start in cybersecurity. But if you're coming in fresh from nothing, then it's definitely a good place to get your basics down. I highly recommend if you're interested more on the blue team side of things or system administration. Security Plus is kind of like the entry level certification for the most part. If you want to get that like 80K a year first level job, you're probably going to need a Security Plus. It's pretty much like number one when it comes to that kind of thing. CISSP is like a step above that. It's going to require a little bit more background. You're probably going to need like at least, I would say, a year of experience or at least a year of studying. And that's, obviously, like I said, a step above Security Plus. But if you already have Security Plus or you already have some experience, then your goal might be CISSP.
And then OSCP is a more offensive focused certification, and actually Dylan over here, as we saw in one of the previous slides, actually has it. He worked extremely hard for it. It is not, how would you say the level of OSCP is as the exam?
The exam is a scam.
Okay. But yes, it's a lot more advanced, but with a lot of focus and dedication like Dylan had, you can probably get it.
Yeah. So again, we highly recommend that you at least look into these certifications and, figure out if they are important to the jobs that you are looking into. They definitely provide you some of that credibility for hiring managers, because we all know the biggest blocker for getting hired is the hiring managers. I have some like project ideas if you're thinking like you want to actually have more of a like hard skill deliverable. The first thing that I always recommend is learning the basics of some kind of programming, whether that be Python or Golang or something else. These are like some of the most popular languages used within the space. There's a ton of other things, but just having a simple background in it will help you no matter what you're doing. If you're doing blue teaming, you might want to throw together like an Ansible script playbook. Or if you're doing red teaming, you might want to throw together a payload or something like that. So just having a small background in it, you don't have to be too advanced. You don't have to be a computer science student. But just having a small background in it definitely will help. And you can always, work on some kind of project with that program. For example, you can make a Discord bot in like almost any language or any popular language. And that will help you kind of get some of the basics down, especially with like object-oriented programming. And there's a ton of other stuff you can do with programming. Obviously, feel free to reach out to any of us if you would like an idea or something like that. Another thing you can do is start a blog. You can do that for free with GitHub Pages. Obviously, you can buy a domain if you want to, but definitely having a blog shows not only your dedication and passion for cybersecurity, but it also shows other people the kinds of things that you're interested in. So as you're researching things, it kind of gives you some kind of accountability to that, right? So if you are learning a topic for the first time, you can write a blog post about it and show other people, including us, what you're doing. Feel free to like drop your links of your blog posts into our Discord and stuff like that. We love reading all of your blog posts. I really wish that some of you would post more, but they're there. Do you want to take the other two?
So yeah, next thing you should probably end up doing is play some CTFs. So ctftime.org is a great site to find like active running CTFs. These will help you really get the basics down a lot of the time for just different cybersecurity skills. So you might go in with little to no experience like I did when I first started doing CTFs, but you just will pick up stuff along the way and you'll end up learning a lot. And next thing would be exploring some tools. So pretty much just spinning up a VM and following tutorials on how to do stuff. And then from there, branching off, maybe even relating this back to learning programming and make your own tools. And then you can even write a blog about that. And then that skills might be useful for a CTF. So we're bringing all of this together. So they're all good in isolation, but they can all also work together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, these are just some like, more deliverable based project ideas. If you're looking at some other technical opportunities for things, and the slide will update eventually, for other things that you can kind of do throughout the summer, then actually the slide, when will the slide update, bro? This is taking a while.
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
Okay. Loading. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, so obviously, number one thing that I have to recommend is the CPTC and CCDC boot camps. They're going to be starting on July 2nd, which should be a Saturday. CPTC in the morning, CCDC in the afternoon. And these are things that you can kind of do throughout the summer, and they're just kind of more based on consistent time investment and things like that. So I'm gonna talk more about the CCDC side of things. So Swinternship, we are going to be opening up an application for that soon, eventually. And then that way, if you didn't apply for eBoard or weren't selected or whatever, we can kind of open that up for some people. And basically with that Swinternship, you'll be kind of brought along with some of our projects that we're going to be working on during the summer, and doing a whole bunch of different things related to getting Swift up and running for the next academic school year. The other thing that you can definitely do is home labs. This kind of ties back to learning tools and all those other things that we mentioned on the previous slide. So home labs are basically just whatever computer you happen to have at home. You don't have to have a full dedicated server or anything like that, although that might be nice. It's definitely very expensive. But even if you just have like a laptop or a tower at home, just running a virtual machine and trying out different tools or skills or something that you want to learn, it's very, very, very beneficial to you. I highly recommend when you learn certain things that you kind of think of it more big picture. So for example, if you wanted to become some kind of like security analyst or something like that, and you needed to learn different kinds of SIEMs, yes, you might want to set up Splunk first, but then you might want to check out other SIEMs, whether that be an Elk stack or, other things like that. You could learn a variety of IDSs and things like that, or just a general family of tools. That way you'll have a much broader understanding of what that family of tools is supposed to be, the different features that each one has, and you can better understand what a business might need, depending on the situation or circumstances. So I highly recommend that you kind of approach it in that way. If you just focus on learning Splunk, for example, like down to the max, yes, you could become like a Splunk subject matter expert, but not every company needs or uses Splunk. So just having a much broader sense of what different tools offer and things like that will definitely help you out. And personally, if I were to see a resume and you write down like very proficient in SIEMs in general, and then you list a couple examples of things that you've worked with, that looks better to me than just Splunk, right? So that's just some ideas that you can have working over the summer for your self-improvement. You want to talk about the offensive side of things?
So yeah, from the offensive side of things, there's two main resources that I know I have used and a lot of people I know have used on the CPTC team. And the main two are Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. So these kind of have almost like a logical progression where Try Hack Me is a lot more beginner friendly and will walk you through some of the steps to doing stuff. But Hack the Box is just kind of where you can really test your knowledge and your methodology. So I would say if you're interested in learning more offensive based stuff, to start with Try Hack Me, go through a bunch of those labs, and then start working your way up to Hack the Box and really like applying the skills that you learned from Try Hack Me on the Hack the Box machines. It's a lot of fun. And as I can attest to, and as well as Dylan, it's highly, highly addictive. You're just going to constantly be chasing, oh, I can stay up another 3 hours and do this box. Next thing you know, it's like 6 a.m. and you haven't slept. It's a lot of fun, but just be warned of falling into the pure addiction that me and Dylan have both been in. So yes. Next. You want to say anything else?
I'll just add a couple more things. So just adding a little bit more about the boot camps. Boot camps are going to last about 8 weeks.
Mhm.
And it's just going to be every Saturday at the same time frame for each boot camp. So if you want to do CPTC, then it's going to be 10 to 12 every Saturday moving forward from July 2nd. So if you want to do CCDC, it'll be 1 to 4. If you plan on doing both, it's definitely going to be a bit of a time investment. But I personally recommend doing both if you want to get as much technical learning done as possible.
Yeah.
Definitely, you're gonna have to clear your Saturdays for that.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Maybe have a couple cups of coffee. But just as a little teaser for those planning on going to those boot camps. And we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
And lastly, if you want to take it back, Taylor.
What do you think that is? Maybe gaslit? You see me that you're always gaslit? Okay. So this is going to be kind of a shorter meeting, but I want to end it with some words of advice. So do any of the graduating seniors want to kind of offer what they would offer to some of the younger folks? Yeah, Lawrence.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lawrence. And I guess like the biggest thing for me is I think you really need to develop some kind of confidence in yourself and your abilities when you're starting off in cyber. Like it's a really huge field. And for me, I struggled with wasting the first 3 years of my college experience by not doing anything because I never really thought I would be smart enough to, actually help out with Swift and stuff. And so I didn't do anything. And in the summer of my senior year, I got my Security Plus certification. And that like gave me the confidence to know that I knew the basics and could actually do some stuff. And to be honest, looking back now, it wasn't that hard. And it's not like I even knew a lot then. The bar is pretty low when it's up to like, just getting started in cyber. But the thing is, you don't realize that until you actually, try out and stuff. So just be more confident in yourselves, even if you feel like you don't know anything. Understand that most of us feel the same way too. And that shouldn't be an excuse for you to not do anything. Rather, it should be a motivation for you to begin as soon as you can. So that's my 2 cents. Just keep on reaching out to people, try to get as involved as you can, even if you don't know anything. And then you'll be pretty cool like everyone else on, in Swift.
Well, since I'm probably never going to see any of you again, just kidding. I'm joking. But I do want to open first by saying that honestly, I think one of the most fulfilling things about being in this club so far has been seeing the tremendous amount of involvement, and not only involvement, but just the fact that I had the opportunity to really like know almost every single one of your names here and almost every single one of your journeys. I've seen a lot of you like start from absolutely nothing to getting into OSCP, getting us in debt, getting us winning first place in ITC. There's so many different things, and it's a blessing really to say that I had the opportunity to kind of like be at least even on a microscopic level involved in something that you were doing. And I think for me, that's like the most proudest moment. I feel like a proud dad over here, but I just want to say that I'm proud of each and every one of you because all of you have done something fantastic within this entire span of a year, even within like the first few weeks, right? But I want to say that I guess like the biggest piece of advice that I would want to give back over is not really, I guess, more answering a question, right? Because one of the biggest questions has always been like, hey, how do you juggle doing so many things? If you don't know, I'm also part of MISA, which is like our sister club that does like data analytics stuff. But aside from that too, like I tend to juggle a lot of different things right now. And like, I'll be totally real with you for a second. It really comes down to two things. And that kind of comes down to like sacrifice and a lot of, you know, I don't want to say, I don't want to mean that in like a negative connotation. I had like a whole little thing, but sacrifice and hunger. And that's really the two main things that have kind of like guided me to wanting to be involved in a lot of these different things. Getting started so late into cybersecurity felt really daunting. And I know there's different others that have like started to get in here late, like Lawrence and myself. We were talking about it like when we were going over the summer. It's like, dude, how are we doing this? I've never done this before and all this kind of different stuff and feeling really intimidated. And I think the biggest thing for me was that I was really hungry for wanting to get into something. I wanted to have that drive, and it meant a lot to me to, you know, while it was like kind of getting late, I needed to make those opportunities for myself because I knew if like I'm already at my senior year, if I don't have like a job opportunity, which I didn't at the time, I was really afraid. Like I was afraid that I had just wasted like maybe 3, 4, 5 years of whatever it is that I was doing. And so for me, the biggest thing was being able to like tap into that and just be hungry for it. Because I think one of the biggest things is that like, you're really gonna be the master of your own success. If you think that there's gonna be a right time for something, there really never isn't. And you're always gonna be in like, you're gonna be in a bad place sometimes. You're gonna have to make some really difficult decisions. And really the biggest thing that I wanna give to you is buckle down, buckle down, stay ahead and just try. Do everything that you possibly can to make sure that you can take advantage of the opportunities that are given. I think right now is like one of the most biggest like opportunities in terms of like what's going to be going on for Swift moving forward that you can all genuinely get involved with. And there's so much different opportunity. And I'm not going to say like, hey, you know what? It's not going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be harder for some more than others because some of you might not have the same opportunities that others don't. But it's a matter of really getting in there and trying and getting the most out of what it is that you want. For me, it was like a lot of different sacrifices that I had to make for it, like being totally real, cutting out the space of CIS thing or whatever. It was difficult. Like I didn't get to see my friend that I would like hang out with every other day kind of thing up until like maybe last week or something. But that's because like I ended up kind of like getting into the game late. And I think the biggest piece of advice that I would also want to give back over to peeps that are starting to get like, maybe a little early or whatever, like honestly, just take advantage of these opportunities because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to really get. And that's not to discourage whoever is like already, at my level, because I was like, I barely started like a semester beforehand, right? It's never too late, but just be aware that it is going to be harder moving forward if you get into the game later. But it's never really too late. And I think it's a testament to both myself and Lawrence that we came so far within such a short amount of time that you're still able to do it, but you gotta want to have that drive and you gotta have that hunger. But yeah, I just want to say that I'm really proud of you all. And I hope that no matter what it is that you're going to do, I am for sure that you guys are going to be doing really great things and going to be really successful in the fields that you're going, because it's beautiful to see so much progress from each and every one of you here today. But I'll leave it at that. So goodbye.
Okay, Ivan.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ivan. I haven't met every single one of you guys, but I'm really happy to be here. And I can attest to what Lewis was saying about it's never too late, because I feel like my story is pretty late. Okay, because I actually got into this club probably like a couple months ago, and at first like, I'm always sitting at that seat. I'm just quiet. But honestly, like by being able to talk to you guys and how open this club is, and just how the way you guys talk is really what sets me off as like, wow, I think I could actually do something, But what I wanted to say is that my first advice I want to talk to you guys about is to never compare yourself to others, because a lot of you guys, like honestly, I was sitting there in that chair and it's like, wow, these guys are doing amazing things. Like that guy's a freshman, he's already has his OSCP. I'm out here just like chilling. I was actually an accounting major at first, and I wanted to switch to cyber. And just seeing you guys do amazing things, instead of comparing myself to you guys, like, wow, I'm never gonna get to that level. I wanted to be able to. I use that as a motivation to push myself to become better as well. So here, I have something here. Never compare yourself to others, because your own success will be written by you. And it's important to be bold and just put yourself out there. And that's what I learned the very hard way. But by being able to learn that, like, I don't know if you guys have heard, I've actually been able to land the 3 jobs. You know, it's not crazy jobs like some of you guys have, but I'm really proud of myself, because starting from nothing to be able to land those 3 jobs, I felt like, wow, like this club really pushes it out there. And then it's important to just take advantage of any opportunities that you guys get, so then that you're able to do it as well. But what I wanted to leave you guys with today is that, like, for the people that are still haven't gotten their first job, your first internship, whatever, technical skills, you could always learn that. Always. You could just stay home, study, stay up 3 hours, what you guys are talking about, doing hack the box. But it's important to be able to talk to people. It's important to be able to sell yourself and network, and just have that confidence in you to talk. And that's honestly what's going to set yourself off, by showing your passion for cybersecurity, the way you talk about it, the way you stay up at night. And then, you know, like, even though you might not get the technical things right away, if a job interviewer is talking to you and they just see your passion in it and the way you're talking about it, you're going to get the job. It's better to show your own personality and by the way you're talking, rather than, you know, showing your technical skills. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be working with someone who just sits in the computer alone. And, you know, I like to end it by just thanking all of you guys, like, for everyone that's helped me along the way, especially like Lewis, like Lawrence, like, you know, everyone. I don't really know everyone's name, sorry. But yeah, I'm really thankful, and I'm technically not graduating yet, but I will be here for another semester, but you guys probably won't see me a lot because I'll be working full-time with Skechers. So thank you guys.
Hello. So I'm not really good with words. Like Luis, that was a very beautiful speech. I really liked it. But some advice I would say is just honestly get involved. I mean, some of you are going to be here for the next 1 to 4 years, and if you don't start right now, you might miss out on a lot of opportunities. I also started pretty late. My junior year, when I transferred here from Fullerton, I didn't really do much, and then so I got my senior year, gone to eBoard. That's when I actually started making moves. You know, started doing stuff, and yeah, I'm also a big advocate for mental health, and I know like there's also social anxiety. It might be hard for some of you to just join clubs, but I mean, you gotta do it because it's kind of hard, but you gotta push through it. And as a beginner, I do recommend try hacking a lot, because coming in here and joining Swift, I was very intimidated by the knowledge that everyone had in the club. But doing try hack me and just asking questions, because everyone here in the club wants to help you. And that's something I really advocate for. So ask questions if you are confused or if you have any help at all. And yeah, I'm grateful for the club. They gave me a lot of opportunities. They gave me a lot of mock interviews. They prepared me a lot for interviews and just a lot of technical stuff. And they're the most hardworking, passionate people I've ever met. And I hope you guys can also join and learn from them as well. So that's what I have to say.
You want to go first, maybe?
Hi everyone, my name is Maimuna. I was the webmaster for the past year. I'm not in the cybersecurity track like everyone else, so I'm gonna give more of a general advice. When I first, or prior to joining the eBoard, I'm an introvert, so it was hard for me to join the eBoard. And one of my classmates really pushed me and advised me, said, you know, you're really good at web development, so, you know, go for it. And I think it was a really good thing that I did. It pushed me out of my comfort zone. And I think that would be something that I would advise everyone is don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone and try new things, learn new things. And honestly, I have not seen a group of more hardworking people than people at Swift. So if this is what your passion is, I think I would say this is the place to be. And they have so many opportunities. So my second advice would be, be sure to balance out between studying and your own life. I think sometimes it gets really stressful at times, and it's really important to make time for yourself and just focus on your mental health at times. Just take a break. So yeah, that's my advice. Thank you.
Hey, besties.
Hi, bestie.
I'm a little sleep deprived, so I'll make it quick, or I'll try to. So I don't really want to talk about myself today because I know you're tired of hearing about me, but who I want to talk about is Luis. And I guess to just summarize a lot of what the other graduates have said. And I was sending my message of gratitude to Luis recently after he led the Mrs. Swift meeting where we had the Tech Mixer networking event, whatever you call it. He basically led it while sick with COVID. He was remote, but he was doing all the work while he could barely get out of bed. And I was just thinking back to, when I first heard of Luis and Swift. And the way I remember it is he was just that guy with drums in the background who would ask questions about, oh, what's a virtual machine? How do I set it up? Okay, what's this security thing that you're talking about, right? What Luis had was the courage to speak up and ask, even though he knew that he didn't really know much in security, right? And it can be embarrassing, especially if you have social anxiety, right? S in Swift stands for social anxiety. It can be intimidating to just speak up and ask something and risk embarrassing yourself in front of 50 people, whatever, right? But the reality is that you're gonna have to put yourself at that risk. If you're here and you're either not asking for help or providing help, then you shouldn't be here. Because what purpose does it serve if you're not either getting help or helping, right? We're here to get jobs together, to learn and do cool things together. And so you should just have that courage and try to push yourself. I know that it can be very hard because I have social anxiety myself, but you should just try and do it. And really, with Luis, the reason why I was comparing him to Captain America is that, like Steve Rogers, before he had that power of his knowledge of cybersecurity, what he did have is heart and courage and a positive demeanor. And then he applied it at Swift to then succeed. And although he started very late, like many of us, he still got a job. He's going to graduate and be successful in his career, and in his academic life, he's been successful as well. So have that courage, help others in Swift to learn things. If you know something, teach somebody else. If you know something that you're passionate about, come talk to eBoard, come talk to the next director of academy, ask if you can teach a workshop or something about it, right? If you don't know something, then how about you go and talk to somebody in Swift, be it just members or eBoard or whatever. Make sure that if you're here, your time is valuable to yourself and to others. Because if you're just here to listen to the lecture and then you go home and it's time for Valorant, then I think you're doing it wrong, right? If you're here for semester, 2 semester, year, I don't care, 4 years, right? If you're here, you should make that time worth it. Because like with a bachelor's degree and like with your classes, if you just come and attend and even get good grades and maybe listen with one ear, you're not going to get a job by the end of it, because that's just not the most efficient use of your time. So how about this? If you're going to be coming at 12 on Tuesday and at 6 on Friday for Swift next year, then make sure that you make it efficient for both yourself and others. So have that courage, have the positive demeanor to not only ask for questions and take that risk of, potentially embarrassing yourself, but the truth is nobody is going to judge you for it. We're all beginners, we're all learners here. And there's really really, really no shame of asking any question that you have in a meeting like this. So good luck for next year. I'm excited for what eBoard has to offer for you next year.
There's one last dude. He's on Zoom right now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Tay, you there?
Yeah,
Just
hello.
type it in
Can you
chat
hear me?
because Zoom's kind of weird here.
Yeah, hello.
Let me know when you're ready.
I am. Wait.
We hear you in the call, just I don't know why they can't hear you.
Wait, hold on. Tay, hold on. Chill out.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hello.
No, we hear you in Zoom. It's just I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I think in person they're having trouble.
Oh, I see, I see. Oh, okay. You can hear me now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Tay. Actually, I'm joined Swift pretty late. I joined Swift my last year, but during my time with Swift, I have really amazing experience. Everyone is just so friendly, and I think like no matter what year you on or what major you are or even how old you are, will be always a place for you in Swift as long as you interested in cybersecurity and that you're willing to learn. Everyone is just so friendly. You could just walk up to them and ask them like, what do you need, what do you want to learn, and I think they always willing to help you. You got the opportunity to just learn more about cyber security, the skill that you not gonna get during in your class, because honestly, class is just take you just some basic, but what Swift takes you is like really practical skill, right? Not only not technical skill, but also soft skill, presentation, how to do interview, how to do your resume. I think that is really something that class in CPP is not gonna teach you, but Swift there. So it's really helpful for you to prepare for you, when you want to get a job, something like that. Also, like the more important thing, I think, is networking. You choose Swift, you get know a lot of other people, right? But not only the current people at Swift, you got a chance to just know more about, alumni, also, other people who used to be in Swift. They always come back to recruit more people or just give some good advice, uh, kind of exactly right now. So you have like the ability to just networking with more people. And I have to say that is really something that I don't think you're gonna get elsewhere besides from the club. And that is really just I like about Swift. Like you have a lot of opportunity to just grow yourself. You just have to, take a chance with Swift. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, I think that's everyone. It is almost 12:50, so yeah, that's basically it. Can I remove this pin? Oh well. Nope. Yeah, that's it. Last slide. Have a great summer, everyone. We have a social on Friday, I think. So if you're available, come out. But besides that, that's it. Thank you, everyone on Swift. It's been a good run.